Is an innate human trait. I mean, we love to tell stories, and that's how, everything from religion to our culture has been passed down over the years. It's the technology that's changed in how we tell those stories. And I think, the ability to tell a story, whether it's in print or in broadcast, TV or radio, is something that is valuable, no matter what you do. When I was just going, this is maybe on a tangent, I was just on a tour of different colleges with my son, and sitting through an endless series of presentations from admissions counselors and admissions deans about, what makes their college more special than the other. And the best one was at a college where all this guy did was get up and for an hour told the stories of the students that had come through and how he worked in the facts and the figures and the SAT scores that you needed and the talents you're looking for. But he worked those into stories, and you can come away with that. Those are the things you remember. Those are the stories you pass on to other people. It's an innate human trait. If you're a morning AM, if you're a morning jock on a radio station, one of the things you do is you tell stories that people will be able to tell around the water cooler later. And that's what they're called. They're called water cooler stories. And so, did you hear what they were talking about on Kiss FM this morning? They were talking about, and they pass along the stories. So the ability to tell a story in a concise way that people can understand and pass on to others is something that you're always going to be able to use, right. No matter where you are, no matter what profession you're in. People like to hear stories, and that's especially true though in the media, where that's the stock and trade, is being able to tell stories.
So in that way, it's really redefining communication on a global level. Would you say that's true?
It's redefining it in not so much in the fact that it's storytelling. I think the technology is changing, and that means that the tools you have to tell the story have changed. You don't have to describe things anymore. You can create it's something like a flash movie of something, and we've already seen that on newspaper websites. You see that all the time on computer-generated graphics on TV. So the tools that we use to tell the stories have changed a little bit, but the innate need for humans to tell stories has not.
Do you think the shift in being able to globally communicate from a technology point of view is driving some of this change in people's ability to tell stories and communicate with people across the world?
Oh, absolutely. But there, at the same time, while the fact that we're all interconnected gives us the ability to do that, we also have to be mindful of the fact that it also allows us to create much smaller silos. And because there are so many different channels out there, it's very easy to create a channel that just speaks to a very small group of people. But those groups can be in a very wide, range of places.
Right.
So there's two sides to the coin, and I think one of the fascinating things that kind of brings up are the expectations of consumers now. From somebody who's been in the business for a very long time, it's really cool for me to be able to go out and for us to do a radio remote from, and instantly go out and do it anywhere, because we have a little, 4G, card that you normally plug into a computer, but we can plug it into a special device that lets us, broadcast in stereo from just about anywhere that we can get cell service. That's a miracle to me. For most kids now, it's like they turn on the TV and they will see, insurgents in Syria. They're watching video from the middle of a battleground on the other side of the world where the electricity has been cut off, and yet they're able to see this. That's the expectation now.
Yeah.
So it raises the bar in terms of the kinds of things that are produced by the storytellers for the future.
So I'm getting the sense as a journalist, you think this is a very exciting time.
Absolutely. It really is. It's exciting. It's exciting and challenging because one of the things that we're doing is we are simultaneously trying to explain the things that have always made storytelling the core of storytelling, yet we constantly have to think in terms of the change in technology and how people are using that technology, and that makes it really tough to write curriculum. The thing that doesn't change again is how you tell stories. The ability to write concise sentences and clearly get across ideas. The tools to do that. Those are the things that change, and so. Those are the challenges in putting the curriculum, and what's exciting though is we're creating spaces here at Saddleback College that will allow that kind of collaboration to take place in the future.
Very good. Thank you so much.